Once, in a small mountain village, there lived a young farmer named Arjun. He was 23, strong, handsome, and everyone said he had the best piece of land in the whole valley. But Arjun had one problem: he was terribly lazy. Every morning, when the sun rose and the birds began to sing, Arjun would turn over in his bed and say, "Just 5 more minutes." Those 5 minutes became 1 hour, then 2, then the whole morning was gone. His neighbors worked from dawn till dusk. Their fields were green and full of golden rice. But Arjun's field? It was full of weeds taller than his waist. People laughed behind his back. "Look at Arjun. Such good land, such a waste." One year the rains failed. The river that fed the village began to dry. The elders gathered and said, "This year we will have very little water. Every drop must be used carefully. Only the hardworking will eat." Arjun heard this and felt a small fear in his heart. But the next morning, he slept until noon again. Days passed. His neighbors woke up before sunrise, carried water from the shrinking river, and saved every drop for their crops. Arjun watched them from his window and thought, "They are fools. Why work so hard? Nature will take care of everything." Then the worst happened. The river turned into a thin line of mud. The village head announced, "From today, water will be given only to those whose fields are clean and ready. If your land is full of weeds, it means you don't deserve the water." That evening, Arjun finally walked to his field. The weeds were so thick he could barely see the soil. He took a small sickle and began to cut. But after 10 minutes his back hurt, his hands blistered, and he said, "Tomorrow. I'll start tomorrow." That night, an old traveler knocked on his door, asking for shelter. Arjun, being kind at heart, let the old man in and gave him dinner. While eating, the old man looked at Arjun and asked, "Young man, why is your field abandoned while others shine like emeralds?" Arjun lowered his head. I always think there is more time. Tomorrow I will work harder." The old man smiled gently and said, "Let me tell you what tomorrow said." Arjun looked up, confused. The old man continued, "One day a young man kept saying, 'I'll do it tomorrow.' He said it so many times that one evening he called out, 'Tomorrow. Come here, I need to talk to you,' and tomorrow finally came. Tomorrow stood in front of him as an old man with white hair. The young man was shocked. He asked, "Tomorrow, where is your strength? Where is your energy?" Tomorrow replied, "I am always young and full of power in your mind. But when I actually arrive, I come as today, and today has no promise of another tomorrow." The old traveler finished his meal, thanked Arjun, and left before sunrise. Something broke inside Arjun that night. For the first time, he could not sleep. When the first ray of sun touched the mountain, Arjun was already in his field. Hands bleeding, back burning, sweat mixing with tears. He worked the whole day. He worked the next day, and the day after. He woke up before the birds, slept after the stars came out. Weeks later, when the village head came to check the fields, he could not believe his eyes. Arjun's land was the cleanest in the valley. He received his share of water. And that year, his rice grew taller and more golden than anyone else's. When harvest came, people gathered around Arjun's field in amazement. Someone asked him, "Arjun, what happened to you? This is a miracle." Arjun smiled, looked at the sky, and quietly said, "I finally met tomorrow." And I did not want to be ashamed in front of him. From that day, whenever Arjun felt even a little laziness creeping in, he would whisper to himself, "Do it today." Because tomorrow never comes to save you. It only comes to judge you. And the young farmer who once slept his life away became the man who fed the entire village when the next drought came. The moral of the story is, laziness is the silent thief that steals your future one tomorrow at a time. The moment you defeat the habit of postponing is the moment your life truly begins. If this story touched you even a little, start that one thing you've been postponing right now today. Because today is the tomorrow you prayed for yesterday. Thank you for listening. If it added value to your life, Please like, subscribe, and share with someone who needs to hear this today. See you in the next story.